Okay, looks like I'm live, everybody. Good evening, Friday night here in Zhongshan, China, mainland China. We're trying something new here. If you see, maybe image quality might be a little bit better. Hopefully, I've fixed the lag. No longer am I going to be using OBS software to do these live streams. I'm going to be using StreamYard. And all of my friends here in China have been using this to do their live streaming. It seems to be the most popular. I've been reluctant to do it because I had everything set up on the other software and it took all that time to learn it. But, I just pulled the trigger and learned the software. It's actually pretty easy software. It's rather intuitive. But I'm happy I did. Hopefully the lag is done. It seems to be very easy to work with. I have tested my upload speed here in the studio, and unfortunately, it's not very good. But we'll find out. Hopefully, the focus has been fixed on the camera too. I put a little bit of work in this today, but it's been a while since I've had a live stream, and I wanted to say hi to all of you. So if you're out there, please say hi to me. Got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to share some photos with you and tell you about what's going on here in my life in China, as well as share some news. Got a lot of news going on. It is hot. Man, it was a hot day today. Ooh, I wasn't prepared for it. You know, there's that one day of the year where you transition from like a cool spring into the beginning of summer. And I think today was that day. It just took me by surprise. I got all dressed up to go out and do some filming this morning, and the sun just beat down on me. And I changed my shirt like 3 times. It was so bad. But it is that, I mean, here in Zhongshan, we maybe get a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes, a couple months of winter, where you get to layer up and throw a jacket on, and then the rest of it is just humid and hot. And that's where we are at now. It's humid and hot. So my studio here during the day gets rather warm. So the curtains get closed, and as the sun goes down, it gets a little cooler. You turn on the air conditioning. Thank God that electricity is rather cheap here in China. Okay, so the title of this live stream tonight is 997. Could it be the 997? And that is in reference to the 996 culture that we've talked about on Rojo Reads the News. That's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, 996. And this is a popular, unofficial work schedule in the Chinese tech industry. But there are other industries out there that also have this 996 thing going. It's an internal culture within a particular company. Here in Zhongshan, it's not very prevalent, but I know across the bay in Shenzhen and Dongguan, it's very prevalent. I bring that up because, man, I have been working my freaking ass off. Not necessarily at the college. I'm working hard there too, of course. I'm teaching my lessons. I'm doing my lesson plans, but I've just got one project after another lined up. And as soon as I like plan like an afternoon off or a day off, it fills up with someone requesting, hey, can you help me out with this project? Hey, can you help me out with this? And I do it. So that's my life. And so it's literally 997 for me. I'm going all day. I'm actually up before 9. I'm up at around 6:15 because I got to fight traffic to get out to the college to do my lectures. And I don't get home until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and just running around doing tons of stuff. It's exciting. I'd rather be busy than not have anything to do at all. Remember, a year ago, I wasn't doing anything, and I was getting a little antsy, So it's good to be busy. I'm happy to be busy. But it's starting to take its toll. I mean, you guys know about the problem with my foot. It hasn't gotten better. In fact, it's gotten worse. Originally, I thought it was plantar fasciitis. And so I was doing and I've had that before. So I was doing all the therapy for it, and it just wasn't getting better. There were some days it was good, some days it was not. But the last couple of days, it has woken me up. It's been so painful. And I really believe it is like a bone spur issue. It could be even something worse. It could be like a stress fracture or something. And so I need to go to the doctor. And I had plans to go to the doctor today, but I got caught up in this new project and I didn't get to go. So the foot doesn't hurt me right now, but it only really hurts in the morning when I first wake up. It takes half an hour to an hour for it to kind of get used to it. And I replaced all my shoes. I wear comfortable Nikes every day now, and that does make a difference. I'm not wearing boots. I'm not wearing dress shoes. It's Nikes, these very expensive Nikes, but it does make a difference. I got to get this foot thing taken care of. And so I tried to go to the doctor today, and I got there a little late. So I got to try again. I can't do it tomorrow. I might do it on Monday instead. Anyways, enough of that. Let's share some photos with you guys. Okay, hold on a sec. So I'm new to this. As you can see, it's StreamYard. I'm new to this software. Hopefully, it does make a difference. If it does, let me know. Okay. Could walking barefoot help? No, I think it was walking barefoot that actually made the thing an issue. You guys know I like to run barefoot in the mountains, and I've been doing that for years. But I remember one particular run where I hit it really, really hard, and it hasn't been the same since. And that was at the beginning of last summer. So that's where I'm at. And again, I thought it was just plantar fasciitis because I've dealt with that in the past before, and it just hasn't gotten better. I've done all the stress, stretching and all the therapies that most people would do it, but it should have been healed by now, and it's not. So I know that these bone spur things are common for people who like to hike and exercise hard like I do. But I have some photos to go with that. Hold on one second. Yeah, this new, hopefully it's a better live stream. Hopefully there's no lag in the video like there has been in previous live streams. So foot massage. I hate foot massages. They hurt, and it's too painful for a foot massage. I soak it in Epsom salt. I stretch it. I do cold hot therapy on it. I've never really been a fan of foot massages too much. I'll go have a foot massage in the past, and I, buckle down and I get through it. And at the end, I feel like I can walk another 10 miles. So it does make a difference, foot massage, but man, it really, really hurts. And the pain that I'm experiencing now, I don't know if I can handle a foot massage because they just dig into those muscles. And I don't think I'm ready for that. All right, hold on. Let me find these photos. I can share them with you here. Come on, open up. Again, I'm new to this software. It's all brand new to me, guys. All right. Bring this over here. Okay, now I think I need to share. Okay. Bear with me, guys. First time, right? Okay, so I think it's this one here. How do I do it? Oh no. Hold on a second. I think I need to. I can't remember how to do this. Hold on. Banners, brands. Okay, comments, banners. Give me 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'll figure it out. Okay. That's banners and broadcast, private chat. No, that's not it. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay. Share. That's it. Share screen. Screen 2. There it is. Okay. See? I'm learning. Continuous improvement. That's what we're all about here, right? That's what we want. All right. Says, I think Austin, yeah, he does. Everyone uses StreamYards. I've been using OBS, and my whole life is pretty much set up through OBS. And everyone kept on saying, why do you use it? Why do you use it? And over the last couple of weeks, I've used it, and it's just been terrible. So OBS, the StreamYard, apparently what Austin does, and I'm a big fan of him, is he can take his camera out into the city and live stream as he walks around the city and answer comments and questions. I think that's freaking awesome. I would love to be able to do that because I live in a very interesting neighborhood. It's extreme. You've seen, if you watch my videos, you see it. I walk around. I can, take live comments, and so that's something I'd like to do. And I know all the other guys do it too. It's something I would like to do in the future, definitely. Okay, let's make this bigger, shall we? There it is. You don't need to see my ugly mug. Okay, it's not a very good photo. This morning, I went to the Geely dealership to do some filming of the Geely cars. And I got a connection, an old student of mine hooked it up, and we filmed the MPV and did a walk around of this dealership. And basically, she gave me the keys to any car I wanted at the dealership. It was fantastic. So I chose the MPV. It was a simple car, very interesting, beautiful car. Not really for me. It's like a minivan, but minivans are its own real thing here in China. They're like for businessmen and stuff. It's quite interesting. Took it out for a ride, did a little walk around, tried out a new camera setup, new audio setup, and was going through some of the videos, and it looks like a really, really good one. I got a lot of car videos coming out soon. And so this is just me walking through the service center. I'm actually flying my drone inside the service center and inside the showroom to get some aerial shots. And that was a lot of fun. I was very excited. Now, this contact also has access to a bunch of other dealers, including Dongfeng and Cherry, which I've done in the past, but I can do some deep dives into these products now. And I'm really, really excited for it. So you're going to see a lot of new car videos coming out on my channel. You're going to see me just walking around a showroom, and you're going to see some deep dive videos. Hey, Mike, you're on. You made it. Thanks, Mike. Mike, I appreciate you being here with me, dude. I know you don't always get to join my live streams. I'm starting mine a little early today because I'm just so bloody tired, and I need to get a good night's rest. I have to get a good night's rest tonight. Otherwise, I'm just going to get sick, and I can't afford to get sick, dude. I really can't. All right, let's go to the next photo here. How do I do this? Okay. So yeah, here, this is the MPV. It was really hard. In Zhongshan is a factory part of town. It's between the downtown Zhongshan and Xiaolan, where I used to live. And Zhongshan and Xiaolan and Gujin, these are factory areas of Zhongshan. And it's very loud. It's off this very loud highway. And it was at a crossways of a provincial highway, an expressway, and the high-speed rail all came together in this one point, and that's where the dealership was. Fascinating aerial shots coming out in the drone. But it was just so loud to film, so we had to drive away and find a neighborhood. Now, we found this village, this little urban village, and there was this giant house, and it looked beautiful. But I didn't want to film the house itself because I didn't want to be all weird. But you can see the walls and the gate for this house made for a beautiful backdrop to do this filming. And yeah, it came out really, really nice. I hope the owners of this house were cool with it. I don't think they saw us, but we pulled off to one area and we tried filming, but there was just so much noise coming from the factories. It was impossible to get good audio. It was really, really disturbing. All right, let's do the next one. Okay. Here are some of my students. I am teaching a lot, back in the classroom lecturing, and so far so good. One thing that they've added, you can see here, all of these students are enjoying my class. It's great. The first two rows, none of them like this. This class, about 70 or 80 students in this particular class. It's on the lower end. The average size of my classes this year about 85, 90. I have one that's about 120. So they're very large class sizes. And these are all freshmen. They're about, 18, 19-year-old students here. And it's hot. I try to crack jokes for them. But as you can see, there may be a couple guys looking at their phones, checking out whatever they're checking out. But most of them are paying attention. And that is new this year. Usually it'd be maybe the guys in the back definitely would not be paying attention. They'd be playing video games. And I got tired of policing that in the classroom. I just had to give up because the other 90% of the students, it was wasting their time if I tried to police their use of their phones. And of course, in middle school and high school, they're not allowed to use cell phones, but in college they are. So they bring their phones in and all they do is play video games. They put their earphones in, they watch Douyin, and they don't pay attention. Of course, those are the students that don't pass my class. But here, the vast majority of them, I think I say like 2 or 3 that are on their phone. Like there's these 3 guys here. Yeah, they're not paying attention, right? But I'm getting a hell of a lot more participation out of the classes this year, which is wonderful. It's great. The reason is that the college has installed these signal blockers in all the classrooms, and for the most part, they're unplugged. They stop all 4G signal. The phones don't work. Even my little clicker that I use for the PPT, I walk around with a little pointer, and I have a clicker to go from one slide to the next. Even that is blocked. So I don't like plugging in the signal blockers, because then it kind of ruins my lecture, because I like to move around. I like to go in and up and down the rows and talk directly with the students, and then click it from the back, change the slides and change the lecture from all points of the classroom. But if I'm not getting the participation that I want, if they're abusing their right to use their phone, I'll go turn on the signal blocker, which means I have to come back to the front and sit by the computer and then manually click through it on the keyboard. And there's a dynamic that's lost to the lecture, because a lot of my lecture is just me being very animated like I am in the classroom. So just me standing at the computer, it loses something. But the signal blocker, when I turn it on, the students don't like it, of course. Most of the students don't play with their phones, right? But the students that do like to sit there and play with their phones, they hate it. So if they abuse it, I go and I switch on the signal blocker. And you hear this, oh, the grumpy, oh, okay. And they're like, look, they're showing their friends, look, the phone's not working. But 5 minutes later, they are engaged in the lecture. They're engaged in the lesson. They're participating. They're doing the choral drilling. It's fantastic. So these signal blockers are awesome. And it's great to see that. And they're actually learning, because in the lecture, part of the lecture, I stop the lecture. I give them, some things to do. And then I have them, okay, practice amongst yourselves, right? And then I wander around the class and I monitor and I, inquire and I test them. And there's a hell of a lot more participation this time around. And I'm so happy to see that. So yeah, very good news there. Okay. Let's see some comments here. What do we got? Iceman is here. Thank you very, very much, Iceman. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the live stream. Ryan, if you're just talking in the classroom, then that does not sound like a productive class. Brian, come on, dude. You know how it works, okay? It's a 90-minute class. Yes, teacher talk time should be less than 40%, if not less than that. But first you do input. You do contextual. A classroom is a way you do it. You say hello, you do a warm-up. Then you do contextualization. You contextualize what the lesson's going to be about. And that's very engaging. There's different ways to do that. You do it through humor, do it through video. I do it through all kinds of different ways. Once that is done, then you do input. And then you do controlled practice, and then you do less controlled practice, and then you do free practice. So me talking in the class is maybe about 30-40% of the class. The rest of it, you're wandering around. So that's how a class should be handled. So it is a productive class. It is a productive class if they pay attention to the input and then they participate in the controlled practice. Once the controlled practice, then you let off the gas a little bit and you let them take the reins some more. And then you talk less and less. Towards the end of the class, you shouldn't be talking at all. It should be the students talking amongst themselves. That's the way you run an English course, So just educating you a little bit there, Ryan. I just educated you a little bit on that, Ryan. So where do you teach, Ryan? Yeah, that's a good question. Where do you teach, Ryan? Ryan likes to troll me a lot. Yeah, see, he's not even a teacher. Ryan brings up some good points, but Ryan, you can be a little bit of a troll sometimes when it comes to some of your comments. So, I allow it. It's okay. I don't mind the criticism, and you do bring up some good points sometimes. So, it's good to have you around, dude. It really is. That's how I tell them I'm not a lecturer. Oh, okay. Well, Jamaica, I think you have smaller class sizes, right? Yeah, I think you're I'm a lecturer. That's my title. That's my role. I don't work one-on-one with the students. It's not that type of course. It's not that type of curriculum at my particular college. I'm a lecturer, and oral English lecturing of class sizes this large proved to be a challenge in the very beginning. I made a video about it. It's very difficult. These are mixed major classes. This isn't one major coming in. These are all majors, all different skill sets, and the challenge is finding a way to impart information, keep it in an entertaining way so that they are engaged the entire class, and keep it challenging enough for the good students, yet not too over challenging for the students that struggle a lot. So finding that happy medium and working in both sides of that coin is very difficult. And I really, really put hours and hours of work into my lesson plans to create that environment. So I'm very proud of my lesson plans. I'm very proud of the work I do at this college because it's very, very hard. It's a lot harder than one-on-one classes, much, much harder. Um, and I've said this before. I really believe that teaching, even on a one-on-one basis, is a performance art. Those who've never been in the classroom might not understand that, Ryan. But but when you're in the classroom, you're a performer, and teaching is something that is a skill that is very hard to master if you can master it at all. I'll be doing it for the rest of my life. I don't think I'll ever master it. I learn new things every year. I learn new techniques. I learn more about myself and what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and how to what works in a classroom, what works with particular types of students. And the more experience you have, the better you are. I've been teaching now in China for over 5 years. And I remember when I first came to China, I thought, hey, I'm pretty good at this teaching thing. And then the following year, I realized, well, I wasn't very good last year, but I'm good this year. And then the following year, the first 2 years were crap. I was a terrible teacher, but I'm going to get it this year. And every year I have that epiphany that, the previous year just really wasn't that good. But this year is the better year. I'm sure all of us teachers feel that way sometimes. Ryan is not a teacher. That's why. Cheers. All right. Maybe you think if you spent a few years in a classroom, you might have a better insight. I agree. And look. I didn't plan on becoming a teacher until I was an old man. I started earlier than was the original plan. I've always wanted to be a teacher, but I needed some life experience. Where's my teaching license? I am certified. I have a TEFL, I have a CELTA. I have 3 college degrees, including a master's degree. I've got all kinds of training and experience. I'm very well qualified to teach. You've been playing with your software. Can you read comments? I'm just answering on screen. Yeah, doing well, man. Yes, thank you, Mike. Yes, new software up. It's excuse me. It's over here. It's over there. It's StreamYard. It's what all the other vloggers use, and I've decided to just jump in and use it myself. So I'm happy to use it, and hopefully it improves the quality. I think the camera quality is better. I hope there's no lag. It's great to have comments. And by the way, if anyone out there wants to join the stream, send me a message on WeChat. If you have my WeChat, or if you're a Patreon, by all means, send me a message and I will send you the stream account and come and join me. I can have guests on now. So Michael from Expat Survival, he actually changed his name, his channel name, but I've been promising Michael from Expat Survival for almost a year now to have a live stream, talk about leadership. Him being a former military officer, I was a enlisted troop, but I studied leadership theory in grad school, and that's why I love that video I made about Rojo's rules for leadership. And we've been talking about making a live stream, talking about leadership aspects, leadership theory from different aspects. Michael's one of the smartest guys I've ever met. So, Michael, if you're watching, we can do this now. Let's do this. Let's plan it. I'm going to send you a message soon because you sent me an outline of what you had. And I'm like, this is great. We got to get this done. So be on the lookout. We're going to have some guests on behind the Rojo rope one of these days soon. That it is, sir. Yeah, continuous, constant improvement. My mother is a quality engineer, or was. She's retired now, but I remember back in 08, 09, when I was working real estate, lost my job, and I was out of work for almost a year, a little over a year actually. I went out to the ranch and I just did yoga. I worked on the ranch for a little while and just did some soul searching. The only time I left the ranch was to go to these seminars with my mother, who was working at I think it was she was working at Pratt Whitney Rocketdyne at the no, she was working someplace else, but we were part of this engineering group, and we would go to these seminars about W. Edwards Deming and the idea of Toyota total quality management. Continuous improvement was one of those things, and it really made a difference. Those are engineering courses, of course, but you can apply that to almost any industry. And at the time, I went back into hotels and I applied all that knowledge from engineering and continuous improvement stuff into my hotel management career. It was great. It was wonderful. There's no need to explain to Ryan. No, these are legitimate questions. I'm fine. I'm happy to answer them. He likes to try and trigger me sometimes, but that's fine. Visual quality has deteriorated. Does it mean it's blurry? My upload, this is a new software. Hopefully my ugly mug is there, but foreigners, welcome back to China. They are going to be starting to come back. It looks like life is going to start to slowly get back to normal here in China. It is not there. It hasn't been back to normal in a long, long time. Still is not back to normal, but we're going to get there. It's going to be a slow burn to get back to this. But it looks like there are going to be some ways that I can leave China and come back. They opened it to Macau, and I think foreigners who, I have a residence permit, so that should allow me in and out of the country. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think I have to get the Chinese vaccine first. I'm on the list to get it because I'm a teacher, and I should be getting it within the next 60 days. Many teachers are getting it, but we'll see. We'll find out. My goal is to have an avenue to leave China this summer and go home and see my family, because I haven't been home in a long, long time. And my parents are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary this summer, and I really would like to be there for that. And my father, they're retired now. He just finished his man cave at the ranch, and he's got a couple of old Chevrolet Corvair Corsas, old ones that he's restoring. And since my car questions seem to be, or my car videos seem to be coming up quite a bit lately, I feel like a little tour of his car collection was in order. And of course, my mother also has a Tesla, so I'd love to drive it. They've got solar panels out in the ranch area, so they just charge the Tesla and they don't have to pay for gas or anything. They rave about the Tesla. I'd still rather have a Corvette, Dad, but Tesla's still pretty sexy, I think. Just one question. Do you recognize my avatar? You should recognize it. I can't see your avatar for some reason, Mike. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's so strange. Now, the vaccine must be Chinese now. That is true, but that's not going to last for very long. I really believe that there's going to be some mutual agreements between countries because right now it's just a patchwork of vaccines, and some are recognized and some aren't. That is just right now. They said, look, we need to open this up quickly. We haven't yet tested all these vaccines. Don't have these letters of understanding between the different countries. That's all going to come in the near future. Right now, the Chinese know the Chinese vaccine. So if you want to come to China, you got to the Chinese vaccine. That's not going to be forever. They're going to have letters of understanding between all the different vaccines in all the countries. So everyone's going to be able to travel again. That's my belief. That's what I believe. All right, let's go back to some photos. Let's show you the next photo here. Okay. Tacos. These are the new pulled pork tacos that they have at Yellow Sub and right down the street from me. And I'm totally stoked. These were so freaking good. it's good to have good. These are the best tacos I've had in a long time, and I had to put it up here for my buddy who owns the restaurant. So go to Yellow Sub in Zhongshan, get yourself some pulled pork tacos, and enjoy. We were recently, a bunch of us were recently featured in this magazine. This is Here Dongguan magazine from Ziv. They did a cover story this month, and I'm so excited that I was part of it. If you follow my Facebook page, you saw some of the photos of it. It was Matt from Jayo Nation, Barrett was in it, Austin and China was in it, from Mube, Fernando, of course, China, Mike from Expat Survival was in it, myself. Was there one more? Oh, Jerry Good, I think was in it. Yeah, so it was a bunch of us on all. It's just a nice little article, and they were nice enough to send me a copy. And yes, it's the first time I've been written up in a magazine, so I have my copy over here. And yes, I'm going to frame it. I'm going to frame it and put it on my wall because I'm proud of it. You know, this channel, these channels for all of our vloggers take so much effort and work. I mean, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't realize how much work is involved in filming, editing, organizing your files, SEO work, setting up branding, the camera equipment, lighting, audio, everything. It's a giant money pit. It's a giant time suck. And quite frankly, the financial rewards, unless you're a giant YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of followers, it's not there. So this is not a financial endeavor unless you get 10 years down the line, you got a couple 100,000 subs. This is a hobby, and it's a fun hobby, and we're so excited to do it. We put so much work into it, and to have like a little recognition like this in a little magazine, we're proud of it. It really means a lot to us. So, oh, Mike says it's the Ferris wheel at night in Zhongshan. So that it's off right now because it's after 10 o'clock. But I can see that from my we call it the Zhongshan Eye. On the Xichong River, and I can see it from my apartment clear as day. So, yeah, it's definitely a landmark here in the city. All right, next up, tacos. These are the tacos in Huizhou near Mona's place. They're literally like 2 blocks, and Huizhou doesn't have very many like international foods. So, yeah, that's fantastic. They were a little creamy, but they had tacos there. I was so stoked on that. Very, very cool. I went to the car show. I posted this video. This is the Zhongshan car show. This is one of the smallest car shows I've ever been to. I posted a video a couple days ago. This is Nissan. At all the car shows, Nissan is not doing very well. Everyone knows that, but they're really putting a lot of money into their marketing, and you see that here. And it's really good because I have a soft spot in my heart for Nissan. I've never owned one, but I know many people who do, and I don't know why. I've never really liked the Nissans except for maybe the Z cars. You know, the 300Z. That was a freaking awesome car back in the day. But they've never really been my cup of tea. But I really want them to succeed. So I know they're coming out with new models, and they're really pushing this thing about having new models come out in the next few years. So, but Nissan really brought it at they had half the car show. It was them and Wuling. But the thing, if you watch the video, the thing was these models, you know, they're obviously very pretty girls, and they come out, but they literally just come out and they stand there, and everyone's sitting there with a camera and taking their photo, right? And then, you know, the music's, it's playing, and then they just walk like 2 feet to the right and stand there and pose again. And then they walk 2 feet behind and stand, pose again. That's all they do. They literally just move 2 feet from side to side. That's all they really do. Wow. Oh, I got to talk about this. This is going to be in a China Randoms video coming up. Mona came down to Zhongshan and visited me over last week, and that's why I was busy. And we went to see Avatar. Yeah, Avatar was re-released, right? On the IMAX 3D screen. And I hadn't been to the theater. We saw Wonder Woman and Tenet in the last year. But I used to go to movies at least once a week. But obviously, for obvious reasons, that hasn't happened. But they re-released Avatar to try and put it back above Endgame, Avengers Endgame in total sales, make it number one again. All they needed was like $7 or $8 million to put it back on the number one spot. And this is the third time they've released it. And, I remember when it first came out in 2009, it was a Christmas time. We drove like an hour to the big screen with the family to watch it on the big screen and blown away by it. This is so amazing. And of course, we've all watched it on TV. We've all watched the DVD. We streamed it. And, people are kind of sick of Avatar because we've seen it so much. But to go back to the IMAX 3D and see it on the big screen again, it just brought me right back into it. It was so much fun. The movie really holds up after, 12 years now since it's been out. And it's still the technology, the animation, the everything, the 3D. It was just like watching it for the first time again. And I loved it. It was a great evening. I was so happy. Long, long, long movie. I got some comments. Looks like Ryan's trying to. Don't you feel ashamed about being associated with people like the Barretts and the Colombian English teacher? Why would I be ashamed? These are friends of mine. Of course not. No reason to be ashamed. I know these guys. I don't know Barrett very well. I only met him. We did a live stream the other day on the Wu Mao show together. I don't know him. Seems like an okay guy to me. Fernando has been one of the nicest, most giving people I have met in China. I know him fairly well. I respect him greatly. And so I'm we obviously disagree on many things, but that's the great thing is we can disagree on things and still be friends. So, no, of course I'm not ashamed about being associated with these guys. They're friends of mine. I think it's a dumb question. It's actually kind of funny. Disregarding human rights. I'm not even going to get into that, dude. Come on. I can go on and on and on about this or whataboutism, but that's not what my show and what my channel is about. And I know you always try to trigger me into this kind of stuff, but the rest of my audience, and I think all of you guys will agree, maybe you're not Ryan, but all you guys will agree that is not what my channel is about. It's not what I want it to be about. And I have no interest in getting dragged into it. None whatsoever. It's just going to bring you down. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, man, and that's what I want my channel to be about. See? I just laugh at stuff like this because you really have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, Barretts are okay. Yeah. Well, the Barrett, they just did a video on the Intercontinental in Shanghai, which is one of the most amazing hotels in the world. It's the Quarry Hotel, right? It's one of these hotels that I've been wanting to go visit for a long time, and I'm so jealous they got to tour the penthouse suite. Well, I don't know if it's penthouse, but it's the presidential suite there. So funny thing, guys, I will be going. It looks like I'll be going to Shanghai in about a month to attend the Shanghai Auto Show. We're still working out the details, but I'll be spending a couple of days up in Shanghai. So, Snarky, if you're out there, let's get together, man. Let's go get some noodles. Right. Yeah. I hope Snarky feels better, man. I hope you're getting better soon, dude. Okay. I'm at forget the dirty plates. We just had pasta, but I'm at one of my favorite cafes here in Zhongshan. This is called Solo Cafe. And Mona, I had me a coffee and some, salad and some, some spaghetti. Mona got an avocado smoothie. Now, avocados, I'm not a big fan of avocados. I know I'm from California and avocados are put on everything, but avocados are not my thing. And this avocado smoothie was terrible. It just was horrible. I know a lot of people love it, but I can't stand it. All right. I had to get all the lights done on my car. So here's an interesting thing. So I just spent maybe an hour, and I walked right next door to the Havel dealership, and I filmed a video on the Daguo, the big dog they call it. And it's a video that'll be interesting. They couldn't drive it; it was dirty. It was right off the truck. They hadn't washed it. They hadn't even taken the plastic off the seats. And so I was a little disappointed in that because he told me, "Yeah, come on down. You can film all you want." But they also didn't have any plates, so they wouldn't let me drive it. But I walked around the dealership a little bit and saw the big dog, the new Havel Daguo, which is a very interesting car. And I hope you guys enjoy that video. But the reason why I was there is I had to get new lights and all. I was a couple bulbs are out, so I just replaced all the bulbs on the car, all the running lights, the tail lights, the headlights, all the bulbs completely replaced, and it cost me a total of $5. Fantastic. I'm curious how much that would cost if I had a BMW. Here's me today, getting a sunburn, sweating my tail off, filming the new Geely MPV. So again, it's going to be about 2 weeks before this one's released. I have a backlog of videos that I need to get to. I've been filming more than I've been editing and just banking all kinds of stuff. And even Rojo Reason News, I haven't been able to do very much. It's been terrible. So I'm working on it. Okay. Well, enough of that. Let's see. Let's go back to that. Okay, let's do some more. Thank you all for joining me. This is great. I love the new software. It seems to be working. I hope it's working for you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Give me a like, as they say. All right. Gene's on Jamaica Funk. Hi, Gene. I hope you're doing well. Yes. You're not in Shanghai. You're in Hangzhou, right? But I know that's not very far. I've never been to Hangzhou. But yeah, I'm trying to make plans to come up for the Shanghai International Auto Show, which will be between April 21st and April 28th. I'm going to try and make it for the weekend. 3 days. I'm going to stay right downtown in a nice hotel and just enjoy myself. Fly up on like late Thursday night, leave late Sunday night kind of thing. If you want to come up and get together, be awesome. I'm hoping, I haven't told anyone. You guys are the first ones to know on this live stream. So, again, I'm still putting it together, some of the details about how it's all going to work out, but it looks like it's going to happen. And I'm very excited to come back to Shanghai. Okay. Aaron, do you know if the Chinese citizens can renew their passports? I have a Chinese friend in Guangdong whose passport is expiring and he doesn't think he can renew it this year. I have no idea. I would assume you can. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. Chinese citizens, at least here, if you have the right hukou, Chinese citizens can go back and forth between Macau now. A lot of my friends who live here in Guangdong, they're going to Macau for the weekend and partying it up. I still can't. I think I can, but I think I need the vaccine first. And the vaccine's actually kind of hard to get right now in China. Per capita, China's kind of low on the list as far as how many they've vaccinated so far. This is a giant population, right? And of course, there are people who are getting it first. I think America is like number 4 or 5 per capita for vaccination. So things are looking up, guys. Things are looking good, I think. So, okay. Yeah, Snarky's had some, give your prayers up to Snarky, guys. Snarky is he's on the mend, but he's getting better. And we can't wait to see him back in the Snark Lounge and active on YouTube again and in the community. He is definitely missed. We love the guy. So get well soon, Snarky. So there it is. Yes. Yeah. You can renew your passport. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Okay. No, I do not work in a kindergarten. I don't teach children. I have nothing against. I don't have any children. I have nothing against children, but I like teaching adults. University students, they are young adults. So no, I can't work in a kindergarten. No way. I have a friend of mine who works in a kindergarten, and he's a little bit older, but he's got a lot of energy, right? And he absolutely loves it. I don't see how you can work in a kindergarten and not feel completely wrecked by the time you get home, man, because it just sap all of your energy. It's insane. Kids around here, kids everywhere just want to go crazy. Mm, seems to be okay. Yeah, your icons, your avatars, I can't see. A lot of times, so Steve, I have like 4 or 5 Steves that regularly come on the stream. I don't know which one you are. I'm sorry, man. Caliber Wings is on. Hey, all right, dude. You and I need to get together sometime and say hi to one another. I don't know why we've gone this long. We haven't hooked up, man. I think you're here in Guangdong, right? You can only get it back. That's one of the things. Right now, you can only get it here. But again, little by little, step by step, it's gonna get better. They're gonna open it up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm the Steve, he says. Oh, okay. Well, 997 is how I feel right now because I've been so busy lately. 996, of course, is the just to reiterate, 996 is the 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week kind of work culture in the Chinese tech industry, unofficial work culture. It's been in the news a lot over the last few years, and I feel like I am working 997 these days. Yeah. See. Okay, so Gene, I'll point this out. It is the spring term, and already schools are looking forward to fall 2021 for hiring. So if you have a job right now, you're starting to enter your contract negotiations for next year because it's getting time to renew contracts, getting time to renew residence permits and work permits. And so all that's going to start happening probably next month in April and May, and everything be finalized by June. So all placements, most placements will be had and done with by June. So right now is the time that recruiters are really, really looking for teachers, and teachers, if they're going to make a move to a different city or a different job, right now is the time that they're looking. This is the moment right now. So if you want to come to China and teach for the fall term, right now is the best time to get into it. Everything is ramping up, and over the next 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, it's going to be crazy. People are going to be interviewing, they're going to be negotiating contracts, and things are going to be moving around. So everything, the goal is to get everything in place before the summer starts. That way, when the fall term starts, everything's ready to go. So yeah, it's happening. Yeah, I see, WeChat going crazy these days. Oh, Steve, Fred Flintstone, Steve. Hey, Steve, how you doing, brother? Everything good on the East Coast, dude? Yeah, I saw that too, man. I really did. That's okay. I'll have. I know you're going to Xinjiang with Formube, so that'll be an exciting trip, dude. So have Fernando send a contact card over, man. We'll hook up. Um, just one question. Eventually, when borders are open worldwide, do we need Chinese vaccine to get into China, or am I misunderstanding what you are saying? I really miss Zhongshan. Right now, you can come to China if you have the Chinese vaccine right now. So it's opening up. That's not going to stay that way for a long time. There are the different Chinese vaccines. You have American vaccines. You have vaccines all around the world. When the countries start having more meetings and collaboration, they're going to mutually recognize the legitimacy of the various vaccines in all the countries. So, and they're going to have to find, it's going to have to go through the UN or something, or regional. They're going to have to find some kind of international, that little yellow passport, some international book, vaccination book, which recognizes the various vaccines out there. And that's going to be your ticket to travel. So that's what I believe is going to happen. But right now, step by step. And as vaccination rates increase, um, it could be as early as this summer. That's what I'm hoping for. And it also depends on what countries you're coming from. Who knows? Nobody knows. Least of all me, an English teacher vlogger. Right? Once I get the vaccine, I will be back in China. Yeah, a lot of people are eager. I'm eager to leave China. I'm eager to travel again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this country. I love China. I love traveling around China. But I have a wanderlust that needs to be itched. All right, excuse me. I have a wanderlust that needs to be scratched. But because I've been gone from home for so long, the first place I got to go is I got to go see my family, guys. This is the longest I've been away from my family in a long time. I woke up the other day and I realized that I hadn't even talked to my parents in almost since Christmas. So it's almost 3 months. 2.5 months. So I literally just sat down and I called my mom and dad, and it had been that long. And it just time went on. I mean, I chat with them online a lot, and through Facebook and everything. But to hear my parents' voice, my brothers, my sisters, I've been gone for so long, and I feel like I've lost touch with my family and friends back home a lot. So I got to go home. I got to go home and see the family and spend some quality time in America. Of course, I can go home tomorrow if I wanted to, but my life is here, so I got to be able to come back. And it looks like that window, that door, is going to open up for me very soon. None of the major countries have approved the Chinese vaccines, so I don't know under what auspices these other nationalities will be entering China. It's a PR stunt. It's a step. It could be a PR stunt, but it's a step. And step by step by step, things will open up. This is not the end all. This is not like the policy and that's it for all time. It's just a step in the direction. Mm. It's a patchwork. Every day it changes too. You watch the news, everything changes. Ryan, I agree with you. I don't think so either, man. I think they're just going to get the Western vaccines. Here's the question, though. I have to get the Chinese vaccine if I want to. Let's say I got the Chinese vaccine. I went home to America. I have to get the Chinese vaccine to come back into China. I don't think I can get like the Pfizer one. I don't know. Can I get two vaccines? Is that even safe? Like two different ones? So different countries are going to require that their home countries, in order to get in, you have to use their vaccine. Does that mean I have to get 3 different vaccines to go to 3 different places? I don't think so. So I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to have mutual recognition of all these vaccines on an international basis, and that's going to open up. Yeah, maybe. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. But I think the biggest difference, Ryan, is that Biden's not a baby. He doesn't act like a child. He's not on a school bus. He's not a dick. He's a real politician. He's a career statesman, and I think that's what we need. And that's what China expects from the West too, to deal with adults in the room. So perhaps he is more strict. I mean, that's a good thing. We need to be, strong and show strength to other countries, to take on a leadership role. I'm all for that. But you can do it diplomatically, and you can do it without, causing rifts. So I'm happy with Biden. I think he's doing a good job. That's a great question, man. I have no idea. Again, little but it's going to be a slow burn, guys. It's going to be a slow burn. Watch the news. I mean, even the COVID here, they haven't had a COVID report in like 30 days or something. They announced one today. One today. So it's still out there. We still wear our masks everywhere we go. We still have health codes to get into places. This is a real thing. That hasn't changed at all. Who knows where we're going to be this summer? Who knows? I'm optimistic. I really am. I don't know, man. I'm not I need to research this stuff. If I'm going to put it into my body, I guess I should read it. I got a friend of mine here, a guy I like a lot, who's an anti-vaxxer, and we get into it a lot. But I will admit he knows more about the science behind all this stuff than I do. I'm not a scientist. I'm an English teacher. Go on. I haven't heard of any. I think everyone's aware that I think it's like less effective than the Western ones by a factor of like 10 points or something. But it's still pretty effective. I haven't heard of any. All right, all this vaccine stuff. I'm tired of vaccine stuff. I'm going to go and say Okay. No more vaccine stuff. No more vaccine. Okay. Let's go to the news. Okay. We've been on for a while. And again, I don't want to be up too late. So let's do some news, shall we? Okay. I got some fun ones, change the subject a little bit. Vaccines. That's such a dry subject, don't you think? Okay. Let's do this. This is, I'm going to share this, guys. So hold on. Okay, make your company great again. Trump statue hit in China. Have you seen this? I think this is brilliant. Check this out. I really like this. I've never been a fan of Trump. Everyone knows this, but this little statue, I kind of dig it. I think it's a cool idea. Some shots describe the statue as Dong, know-it-all Buddha of the week. Both nicknames given to Trump in China over his term. Does it really work if I place it at home? One potential buyer asks. So what is it? Months after former U.S. President Donald Trump stepped down from office, his influence still hangs over China's internet. Shops on Taobao, the largest e-commerce platform in China, still offer merchandise using Trump's image. The latest trend is a statue of Trump sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed in a Zen position, draped in a robe. The description says, "Make your company great again," a wordplay on Trump's election slogan, "Make America Great Again." The statue sells for as much as $153. Wow. Is there another photo? Yeah, here it is. It's a little blurry, but there you go. I like I think it's great. I wonder, I'm curious what Donald Trump thinks about this. I really am. Does he hate it? Does he want royalties on it? Or does he have a kind of a good sense of humor about it? I really think he would have a good sense of humor about this. At least I hope he would. It's a hell of a lot better than the flying balloon crying baby Trump that they had in England, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I hope he doesn't. I really. I hope he can. He'll probably buy this and put it at Mar-a-Lago and be like, "Look at that handsome guy." But yeah, it's all over the internet. Everyone's been passing this around. So a long time away from. Oh, dude, Mike, you haven't been in China for over 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for supporting me all this time, Mike. You're one of my biggest supporters, and I really do appreciate all the support you've given me, man. Yeah, I want a gold one. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the gray one, though, that's very apropos, right? All right. Operation Iron Wings. Police use drones to go after violators. This is in Shenzhen. And I'm all for this. I'm fine with this. The Shenzhen traffic, I mean, I know in the West, this would be like Big Brother watching you. But when you live in China, there's cameras everywhere. And they actually are coming out with new laws saying that hidden cameras are illegal. They have to be out in front so everyone knows we're being watched. But the Shenzhen traffic police began using drones yesterday to go over delivery drivers for failing to wear helmets and other traffic violations, such as running red lights and driving the wrong way. This is a problem in China. Everyone admits it. The Meituan guys, these guys that deliver the food, for lunch, they're running up and down, escalators, these guys are the most dangerous guys on the road because they don't follow any traffic rules. They blast through red lights. They cut in front of you. They're in a rush to get from one order to the next. That's part of their gig, right? And a little crackdown on traffic rules. We all, if you drive in China, we all can appreciate this, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm all for this. I think it's a good idea. See, here's some. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. So they're all delivery. Look, they're all delivery drivers, right? So they'll run the red, and it's not just them. Everyone does it. You see grandmas and they're dragging two toddlers across an intersection sometimes, right? But check it out. Helmets are okay. That's one thing, but they'll run a red light crossing the light, and then they all pile up on the center divider. So these cars can't move, and it blocks traffic. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. America's got its politics, and I'm Australian, but I thought Trump was really humorous, and few of his policies were good. That's what's wrong having a wall. We had this conversation, the other day. The wall got politicized. We have a wall already, a wall where it needs to be. We didn't have to need a wall across the entire southern border. That's just ridiculous. I mean, come on. But we do have walls in highly trafficked areas. I've been to that border. I've seen it, and the wall is very effective where it needs to be effective. Trump, occasionally Trump will come out with a policy. I'm like, that makes sense. But that was pretty rare. And my problem with Trump was his execution in policy. It just seemed to be no planning, no everyone. He's like, okay, here's the policy. And all the departments went, what the hell? We had no idea. And then they had to struggle to come up with a way to implement it. And that's not the way you run a country. It's not the way you run a company. So I think his management style was toxic, not just to our country, but to the world. And that's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but that's fine. No problem. No, it's not happening everywhere. The Meituan riders, perhaps pockets here and there. Shenzhen is a big place. It is. Yeah, that's true. Here in Zhongshan, yeah, it's a problem. It's an issue. We still have e-bikes here. The big e-bikes have been banned, but you can register a smaller e-bike with the government. My e-bike I don't ride anymore because it's illegal. But out near the college in the Torch Development Zone, e-bikes are everywhere, legal and illegal. And navigating those roads in the morning going to my first class it's like swimming through a school of sharks. Nothing's happened. It's amazing the chaos that are in the streets sometimes, but it's like organized chaos. And once you understand the flow of traffic and everything, it's navigable. You could do it, and everyone goes very slowly and tries to stay very safe, and it works. It works. But man, if you don't know, yes, sir, I am in Zhongshan on the other side of the bay from you. Let's go to the next one. Shenzhen shutters sex doll hotels frequented by migrant workers. I've done a couple stories about this on Rojo Reads the News. I thought it was fascinating that they even had sex doll centers. They were legal, because it's not prostitution. But I always thought, that's kind of gross, isn't it? This is the hygiene. Oh, God. But, it was a real thing for migrant workers. I mean, Shenzhen's got a lot of migrant workers that come from other parts of the city, other parts of the country. They don't have enough women. They don't have girlfriends. Wives are back home, and prostitution is illegal, even though it is rampant in many places. This was an alternative for them. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. Let them do it. But looks like a couple of them have been shut down for possible, they didn't tell why, but hygiene. I can't imagine it being a hygienic place to be. But kind of juicy little news story for the live stream tonight, right, guys? See, there's quite a distance by them, but see, it's 1 hour on the ferry. But to get to the ferry terminal from my place is another 30, 40 minutes. Wait for the ferry, take the ferry across, get on the bus, go to the subway system. I mean, driving is actually faster, even with the bridge and the traffic on the bridge. I still think it's faster. Okay. But nowadays, you can't drive in Shenzhen every day. They have rules there in the certain districts. Okay. This is an app. This was sent to me by Mona. And one thing that I like, and I'm talked about it in the past, is I'm a fan of design. I'm a fan of modern design, designing houses, design cars, design interiors. And I find that this app, they send, a new interior designed house about once or twice a day. And I think it's fascinating. And so I wanted to share it with you guys. This is PC House Home app. And these are just regular, I mean, this is a big one here, but most of these are just your standard apartments here in gardens in China. And these are beautifully designed homes. I love the trend seems to be these white grays. I mean, my apartment is, I've made it gray and wood, and that's just my style, if you will. But then you pop them with these bright colors, and I think it looks fascinating. I love this stuff. So I wanted to share this with you and kind of do this a little bit more, not just interior stuff, but building design on these live streams. Because look at this. I mean, that's freaking awesome. I love that. It needs a little color. It just needs like one thing of color. Like, I don't know, just put like one yellow flower in there or something, and it would. But it does look a little institutional without any color in it. But I really like the clean, minimalist design of this. It's great. So I wanted to share a couple of these with you guys here. Here's another one. I think this one's a little, this is a big one too. Most of them are not. Most of them are like 2-3 bedroom, your standard lofts. These are modern Chinese designs, and there are elements of traditional Chinese design in a lot of these. Asian design, a lot of woods, a lot of grays, a lot of mixture of metals and natural woods, especially in dining tables. I noticed that the traditional dining area has been replaced with a continuation of the island. So you have the kitchen island that goes into like a formal dining area. So it's an easy transition. That seems to be a trend in modern homes these days. But look at this. This is very lovely. I don't know about that couch. We can do without the couch, right, guys? Look at that chair, though. That chair just looks so, after a long day, you want to pop into something like that. That looks so inviting. Caliber Wings is all over it. That's the first time I ever heard of these sex doll hotels. It was really big during the pandemic. And I did a couple of stories on Rojo Reads News about it because I found it so fascinating. I'm fascinated by male-female relationships anyways. And everyone knows about the gender imbalance in China. And, there were a couple of articles that I read about some ideas about how to solve this. One of the ideas was like women should be allowed to have 2 husbands. I thought that was interesting. I'm fascinated with that kind of sociology type of subject. So one of them was this, they actually make sex dolls here in Zhongshan. It's a big industry. Sex dolls and sex toy manufacturers are actually a big thing in my city. I have students, or I've had students in the past who are like engineers for these, sex dolls. They're on a computer engineering the parts and everything on a computer for like a vibrator. It's really fascinating stuff. So these are just real legitimate businesses, and now they have these sex doll hotels. I thought they were gross then, and it's probably a good thing that they're shut down. I can't imagine trying to enforce condom use in a sex doll hotel. How would you even enforce that? Yeah, get it. God. Sorry, bad title. Let's go back to, yes, you love modern design. Yes, me too. Good. Okay. I never liked those rosewood accent designs, though I am sure there are fans of the historic designs. Not my cup of tea. I kind of go back and forth between the rosewood, the dark teak, the mahogany, and the maple. And right now I'm on like a natural, no stain wood kind of fix. Almost all the wood pieces are natural wood in my place, just no stain at all. And with a maple, light colored maple. That's just where I'm feeling right now. Plus it's nice to come home to the studio and take a big whiff and smell natural wood. It's a great smell to come home to. You get a point. They do and they don't. It really depends on the upkeep. A lot of modern designs are not built with durability in mind. I like modern designs because you can keep them in good order. They're easy to maintain, but if they're not maintained properly, if they get dirty, then they just fall apart. And then that's when it gets bad. But you look, it all swings back around. These, retro is a real thing. And I'm a huge fan of mid-century modernism. And that is all the rage these days. Mid-century modernism. And then in the 60s, you had brutalism come in, and that's when you had these giant buildings that just look like concrete blocks. That is, I think that's going to be another, we're going to see a swing back into brutalism in many ways. That's going to come back too, but with a modern twist. You're going to see elements of it again. And after that will be the 80s. Watch out. We're going to have the 80s come back too. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. I'm going to get through these pretty quick. A 33-kilometer sightseeing trail with 19 sites planned in Guangdong. Looks like, where do we start? Start right here. Okay, this is near the, looks like it's near Guangzhou North Railway Station. This right here, this is, Canton Tower and, Tianhe District here. Go up into Bayou Mountain, into Liwan District, and down this way and along the river. That'd be cool. I could do that. We could do a bike ride, right? Yeah. So this is something might be worth checking out. Yeah, they are planning this this great area around the Canton Tower, and I don't know if they started building it yet, but they've been talking about building this footbridge for a long, long time. Because right now, the only way to get from the Guangdong Provincial Museum and the Opera House over to the Canton Tower is via the subway or the ferry. And that subway can get quite crowded, especially during rush hour, right? And the ferry is not the most convenient way. So to be able to walk from there to there just makes sense. And so I'm very much looking forward to this. You're absolutely right, dude. Absolutely right. You can. Just like anything, if you keep it up, if you maintain it, it can last forever. But some people don't, and they just fall apart. Is a good point. Men can't psychologically process women to have more than one husband. At least I won't be able to process it. I don't want to be anybody's husband. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Ryan. The population is the birth rate is declining. I don't think the population is declining in China, but the birth rate definitely is, and that's because it's a developing country. This happens in every developed country, especially when women enter the workforce. You see, as women get educated and enter the workforce and become huge parts of the economy, the birth rates go down. The economy flourishes. It's really the secret to a successful, strong economy is having both genders in the household contribute to the economy. And you're seeing that now in China. They're graduating tons of women. Women are getting married a lot later in life. There's another article here, in fact, here. China's marriage rate sees sharpest decline in 17 years. Yes, men and women are not getting married. They're putting off children. They've been relaxing the one-child policy. It's a two-child policy now, but most couples don't even want to have a second child. Number one, they don't think they can afford it. They don't think they can handle it. But they just don't want it. They're too busy doing other things. And this is a trend in all developed countries. You see it. Look at Japan. I think Japan's got some other things going on too. But yeah, you see the birth rate go down. So yeah, it's an interesting sociological phenomenon. And again, I love stories like this. I think it's interesting stuff. It's fascinating. I don't have an answer for it. I don't know what's right or wrong. It's really not my place. I'm just an English teacher, but I love reading about it and going, wow, isn't that neat? Yeah, 40s were okay. The 50s were, I think, where they hit a sweet spot with again, mid-century modern. The 20s and 30s were pretty good. 40s kind of did that rocket ship kind of thing, and I think it was a little forward in the early 50s and stuff. 60s, I like the 60s. The 60s and like the late 60s and the 70s. Okay, go Google You can leave the stream right now, but go Google the Bruno Mars and is it Anderson? Can't remember the name now. It's a Silk Sonic, their new song, the Grammys 2021 song. I'll leave the door open. They come out with these giant butterfly collars and bell bottoms. He's got giant hair. He's even got like a little pencil mustache. It's Bruno Mars, and he just rocks it. The harmonies they've got the blurry stars in the background, and they are just rocking this R&B song, and I can't get it out of my head. It is freaking awesome, and I love that retro stuff. I really do. So it's all going to come back eventually someday. It really is. Japan might be the epitome of birth rate decline. Don't quote me though. I think it is actually. I mean, they just need people to have sex. That's the thing. I mean, in Japan, they have like these gatherings for people to meet each other and to date, and they just need people to have sex and make babies. That's like their thing now. It's like forget marriage, just have sex and have babies. And this is true too. The Indian population will exceed that of China. Yeah, it's on its way. 20, 30 years ago, everyone was like China, India, and which one's going to be successful? Well, China outgrew India. India's coming though. India is still an emerging market, and they're going to be just as big as China one day, if not bigger. I shouldn't I? It's a great idea. The States does not have a declining birth rate. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. The economy, because America's been a developed country for a long time, but the middle class is shrinking in America. That might have something to do with it too. You're starting to see a polarization of the classes. That might have something to do with it. It's a good question. I don't know. China's birth rate started to decline before it became developed. I don't think it's fully developed yet. In many ways, China's. I mean, when you live in Guangdong, it's like you look around, like, yeah, of course, it's a developed country, But no, the whole country. I think it's such a huge, huge country that I think it's both developed and developing at the same time. Just my personal opinion. Okay, a couple more. I got to get out of this, guys. Okay, a peek in 10 major Shenzhen landmarks coming soon. Very exciting. Let's take a look. The Shenzhen Opera House. Okay, these are all going to be artistic designs, so I'm sure they're going to be just awesome. Nansha District, there it is. Every major city needs an opera house, right? The Guangzhou Opera House is actually pretty awesome. I haven't been to Australia. That looks really cool. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. Wow. Shenzhen's got some amazing stuff, man. It's really an incredible place. Shenzhen Reform and Opening Up Exhibition Hall. Interesting. In Futian. Okay. What? Where is that going to be? Is that... It says Futian District, but where in the Futian District? Oh, here it is. That's a big project to be in Futian District, man. Wow. That's going to be fantastic. When I went to Shenzhen, we stayed at the street from Central Park. So you stay at the restaurant, you go to the roof, and you all over the Futian District during the day. And then you have the towers of Shenzhen. God, what an amazing city Shenzhen is. Absolutely incredible. International Performing Arts Center. God, it looks like something out of... Sorry, guys, one second. Audio check. Audio check. Can you hear me, guys? It says my audio is fine. Maybe it's... Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my audio. Okay, we'll get through this. Shenzhen Creative Design Hall. Ooh, that looks pretty funky, doesn't it? Looks like pebbles. I don't know if I like that. It looks a little. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, what's this one? Oh, it's the same thing. Well, if it's in this setting on the bay, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, let's get some more in here. Okay, the Guoshun Museum, the temporary name. Okay, another museum. I like that one. Oh, looks pretty good. God, there's so much coming in there. The Guangming Science City. What? Where are they finding the land to put all this stuff? I kind of like that, actually. Shenzhen Ocean Museum. God, how many museums can we have in Shenzhen? Jeez. New large area of the Dapeng New District. Oh, okay. So it's okay. It's down here. So this is like the Shenzhen area. Here's Shenzhen. Zhongshan's over here. That's where we are. And they're building a bridge. It's actually here. This is the Shuiheng area. And then I live in this area here. And they're going to build a bridge and a tunnel to connect these two areas. Right now, you have to take this bridge here in Nansha. But building this bridge take us over. So it'll be about a 30-minute drive to get to Shenzhen when this is built. It's going to be great. So this is the new area. I didn't even know that was Shenzhen. I thought that was Huizhou. Okay, going to it real fast. It kind of reminds me of that. What was it? The what do you call it? It was like the Earth. It was out in the desert. You know, the scientists would go in there and live in there for like 2 years. Life Pod or something like that. Can't remember the name of it now. Shenzhen Natural Museum. Geez, how many museums? That's kind of cool, though. I like this element, right? That's pretty cool. All right. Wow. Oh, the renderings make it look pretty amazing. We'll see what the final thing is. Okay, this is the Shenzhen North Railway Station Central Business District. Shenzhen Art Museum. Okay. Looks pretty good to me, guys. It's not swooping. I like the squares and stuff, you know. One of my favorite buildings, to be honest with you, is the J. Paul Getty Museum in LA. If you take the architectural tour there, you'll be blown away. There's all these like little hidden gems about that building in LA. It's free to go, too. It doesn't cost any money. Look at that. Shenzhen Institute of Innovation and Creative Design. Wow. Kinds of great stuff coming. Oh, one more. Shenzhen Conservatory of Music. Okay. Boy, Shenzhen is just going crazy. I mean, we've been saying that for decades, right? But wow, Shenzhen's got, look at that. What a hall, huh? That looks great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. All right. I think we'll end it there. Let's go back to get some comments here, and then we will call it a night. I've been streaming. Wow, an hour and a half. That's a long stream for me, guys. Okay. Got the audio goods. Lots of land. It's cool. America has pop culture like Bruno Mars, and I like your content, but I listened to that song and I thought it was really awful. Okay, fair. I thought the harmonies of that song were great. I'm a huge Bruno Mars fan. I think that he's just like tiny little dude that I think is more talented than, I hate to say it, than Michael Jackson. And I love Michael Jackson. That dude, forget all the craziness about him. That you can't deny the guy's talent. But Bruno Mars, I'm a huge fan of him, man. And I think he brought it, especially with that thing. Okay, so enough of that. I want to thank everybody for joining me on the live stream. I hope you enjoyed the new setup. I think the lighting is better. I think the camera is better. I think the stream is better. I like that I can show the comments. Whoop, sorry. I like that I can show the comments out for everyone to see. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad the connection was good this whole time. So thumbs up. We got great things coming up in the future on my channel. Got a lot more car videos coming up. Looks like I'm gonna be headed to Shanghai for the Shanghai International Auto Show next month. That's going to be a great time. 3 days just wandering around that incredible show. I've got a lot of car shows coming out here. I've got to finish my road trip. I've got the Guangdong Grand Canyon walkabout. I got the Hui Hotel. I've got a tour of a local factory that a buddy of mine owns. I got the Hamburger Hunt Part 2. I got all kinds of stuff coming out soon, and I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you. So once again, thank you all for joining me, guys, and I hope you are all safe and happy out there, and I can't wait to see you in future live streams. So hasta luego.